Government prosecutors are asking the courts to cancel the passport of former Negros Oriental Representative Arnie Teves as the Department of Justice hears a new case against him for terrorism financing. DOJ spokesperson Nico Clavano says the panel of prosecutors has already filed a motion to cancel Teves' passport. According to Clavano, once Teves' passport is cancelled, he can no longer travel from country to country.
Well, he can no longer travel from country to country. Kung nasa Timor-Leste pa po siya, hindi na siya makakapag-biyahe sa iba pang bansa dahil sa immigration pa lang, pag wala na siyang passport or hindi na po valid yung passport niya at makikita po yun, hindi na siya papapusukin doon sa bansa na yun. So the only recourse for him is to come back to the Philippines and revalidate his passport. Kaya yun po yung ginagawa natin para, it's one of those things na ma-pressure siya na umuwi.
On Wednesday, the prosecutors conducted their first preliminary investigation on a new case against Teves. The former lawmaker is facing a new complaint for violating Section 4 of the Terrorism Financing Prevention and Suppression Act of 2012. He is also facing a complaint for violation of the Anti-Terrorism Act of 2020 for providing material support to terrorists. Last August, Teves was designated as a terrorist. Teves' legal counsel Ferdinand Topacio says they have yet to receive a copy of the complaint, adding that the panel of prosecutors promised to provide it by December 19.
Hanggang ngayon po ay wala pa rin kaming kopya noong demanda, yung complaint affidavits and the annexes. Kaya ang ginawa lang po namin ngayon ay humingi kami ng kopya at nangako naman po ang panel of prosecutors na sila po ay magbibigay sa 19 ng Disyembre.
The Metropolitan Manila Development Authority says it will not be suspending the number coding scheme amid the nationwide transport strike from December 14 to 15. Transport Group Piston is set to hold another nationwide strike starting Thursday, December 14, to protest the December 31 deadline for franchise consolidation and phased out of traditional jeepneys. MMDA Acting Chair Don Artes says the suspension of the number coding scheme would impact the turnaround time of our public transportation, noting that traffic flow is already heavy these days.
Pag nag-suspend tayo, sa ngayon pa lang po, mabigat yung daloy ng traffic. Alam naman po natin yung epekto ng suspension ng number coding. Additional 20% yan sa nasasakyan sa lansangan. So, makaka-apekto rin po yan sa turnaround time ng ating mga pampublikong transportasyon. Kaya hindi po kami magsususpend ng number coding.
However, Artes says that around 600 government vehicles are on standby to augment areas that will be affected by the strike. Based on previous strikes, Artes identifies Camanaba and Parañaque as the crucial points for monitoring. Artes says that while previous strikes did not paralyze the public transportation system, MMDA and other concerned agencies are preparing for the coming strike.
Kami ay laging naghahanda pa rin dahil yan po ay serbisyo na kailangan ibigay natin sa ating mga kababayan. Yun nga, to ensure na minimal yung impact at inconvenience sa ating riding public. Magbibigay po tayo ng augmentation kung sakali pong kailangan at makita na meron po tayong mga stranded na pasahero ay ating pong tutugunan.
Sunshine Media Network International host Lorraine Badoy maintains that their detention at the House of Representatives complex was both arbitrary and illegal, as lawmakers supposedly abused their discretion. Badoy and co-host Jeffrey Celis were detained on December 5 during a House panel's hearing on Celis' claim about Speaker Martin Romualdez's alleged 1.8 billion peso travel expenses in 1 year. During Wednesday's episode of SMNI's Laban Kasama ng Bayan, Badoy says she and Celis were illegally and arbitrarily detained by Congress. She adds that they were released from detention because lawmakers did not have the right to silence the press. According to Badoy, it seems that lawmakers, who she called abusive and arrogant, feared for the intervention that the Supreme Court may do. On December 12, the House Committee on Legislative Franchises allowed the release of Badoy and Celis on humanitarian considerations. Badoy's detention came after she issued conflicting statements on the advertising revenues of the SMNI program Laban Kasama ng Bayan.